and the best of luck. Now, our friend Ruth Langsford recently talked about how husband-to-be Eamon Holmes gave her the boost of confidence she needed in order to take part in Marco's Kitchen Burnout. However, perhaps he boosted her a little bit too much. Ruth said, the problem is Eamon tells everyone I'm a fabulous cook, and I started to believe it. And since I didn't do that well in the first heat, he's now telling everyone I don't cope very well under pressure. So it's good to hear that, you know, Eamon's behind her, he believes in her, but do you think it's important that our men boost our confidence?
Well, I don't know about important. I think it depends on how much you need it. I mean, I'm not quite as confident as everybody tends to think I am. You know, it's a bit of a misconception. I'm not really. I'm quite sort of, you know, a bit shy sometimes and not very confident of my own abilities, you know. And I sometimes, you know, Mark's very good at that. He does tell me that I'm really good at certain things. I'm talking about usually in my work. You know, anything that I do for work, you know, anything that I write, I always think, oh, it's not very good. And he does actually say it. He never says anything really bad about me. And especially, the worst thing about it is because he is younger, you know, you're going to have a little crisis of confidence now and again, especially if you've got a young boyfriend like I have. And I'm 50 now, and you do sometimes look in the mirror and you do think, oh, no, I'm just... And I say certain things, and he just banishes them as though, you know, like he hasn't even noticed. You know what I mean? Like, and he is very, very good at that. But and although I believe him when he says it, I still don't quite believe it.
Do you need it from him?
Do you know what I mean? No, I wouldn't say I need it, because I'm quite good at boosting my own confidence in a way. I think about it quite a lot. You know, I try not to put myself down all the time, and, you know, well, I don't put myself down, and I think that's quite a secret.
As long as he thinks you're great, that's all that matters.
Yes, he does, yeah. I think it is, yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit like that with Paul,
but
actually.
you have to think you're great as well,
Yeah, well, you have to believe it, and if it's somebody that you trust and they don't just generally kind of just pander to you, and they're straight talkers, then it's great when they give you a compliment. Paul's a bit like that. He's very straight, and actually, I mean, especially recently, like my nan dying and everything, he's been so supportive and made me believe that I can take on a lot more than I actually thought I could, and I think I would have crumbled had he not been as great.
Do you mean take on emotionally more?
Emotionally, like I arranged the funeral and stuff like that. I've never done a funeral before, and I didn't think I would be grown up enough and be able to cope with it, and he wouldn't have any of it, and he convinced me, and that I could do it. And equally, when we've been together a couple of years, and Paul has always wanted a family, and I kind of pretended that I did, but I didn't really, because I was scared of it. And he convinced me that I wouldn't be a rubbish mum. He said, I think you'd be great. And for years, I would never have considered having a child. But he made me believe that I could do the job. And thank God, you know, because we've now got a lovely girl. But, you know, so I think it can be amazing if you get confidence from your partner.
Yeah, I mean, you do need to have, like Carol said, you know, you need to have an inbuilt belief in yourself, even if you're not always that confident in what you're doing, but to have a belief. It's nice to have somebody back you up. And one of the things that Steve does is that when I'm leaving to go somewhere, I ask him, you know, what do you think I should wear? And although he's, you know, he's a big burly builder, he's actually got quite a good eye for what looks nice and what doesn't look nice. And he's brutally honest. He'll say, no, that doesn't look right, but that looks great. So because he's honest, I believe him. If he just said everything looked lovely, I wouldn't believe him. And he'll as I go to the door, he'll go, knock 'em bandy. And it's lovely. So you go out feeling...
Because normally if you ask a bloke, does this look nice, they'll sort of scan your eyes, see, oh, what's the answer? Can I phone a friend? I don't know. I do.
The thing is, being Billy No Mates, I can't talk about my partner. Thank you.
Your mate.
Thank you. That's the correct thing
You look
to say.
lovely in that.
Thank you. Anyway, so no, what I was going to say was, so I look to other friends of mine, like women friends, to actually, if I need a boost in confidence, and as you well know, I do need a boost in confidence, and I find it really hard to kind of. When you've been through things, you find it hard to come back, that sometimes. And I feel OK now. But I wish, in a way, that it was 10 years ago that I have the confidence that's coming back now. Do you know what I mean? I often think that, oh, why didn't it come back then?
Everybody feels that. You know, everybody, as they get older, thinks, well, gosh, if I had this head on that body, that would be a really good mix.
Yeah, I mean, I feel great now. I feel much better, much better.
Do you believe people, though, when, you know, because everyone's always trying to tell you how great you look, but I don't know if you believe it still. Sometimes I think you might, but...
Sometimes, but it's really hard to, you know, it's hard because you go, oh, thanks, yeah, I know what you're saying, but thanks very much.
Thinking,
yeah.
I'd rather be a fish.
Yeah.
OK, time for one last break. But on our return...